Hail and greetings all, it's Ragnarok here, and today we're adding to the biodiversity of our land. Yes, that's right, we have a new bush that we're going to add that will broaden our horizon on multiple levels, and we'll discuss that in a second here. But when planting new bushes, I have my water, my willow, and my compost. Now let's talk about our new friend. Hail and greetings to the gooseberry. Yes, the gooseberry will be our new addition to the property this year. As you can imagine, it meets multiple uses, as everything should. The obvious first resource is the berry itself. This is the red gooseberry. So we'll be expecting bunches of those as they spread through the years. But as you can see, this gooseberry protects its fruit very well. And in turn, it will protect our homestead as well. But more about that later. Let's get ready to give this fella a new home. Now the spot I selected is here, which receives plenty of sun. But also, as you can see behind the gooseberry, we have our border wall. Now this just borders the entrance into the woods on our property, but at the same time, it serves as an inner wall of security. And I'm thinking that as these gooseberries spread along this row here, they will add an extra layer of protection to this inside border wall as well. But let's get to it and give this guy a new home. The first thing we need to do is go ahead and get a hole dug, and right here is where we're going to do that. Excuse me. Gooseberries like well-drained soil, which as you can see, the soil is nice and loose, well-draining. There's a small stream that runs right down over the hill here, which I'm sure will add to the success of our gooseberry. Now you can see the hole. I went about a pot and a half depth down below, and I went about 2 pots wide. But what I'm doing now is I'm just loosening up about half a shovel's length of soil. I'm not going to remove it. I'm just loosening it up, making it nice and acceptable to the growth of the new roots for our gooseberry. Just want it to be nice and fine to encourage new growth, remove any rocks and whatnot. All right. And right into that hole, I'm going to put some of our fresh compost. It's a little something to give them a dig, a little boost as they're growing here. Don't want to waste any of that. I'm just mixing it into that soil. And then I'm going to take my willow branch and just go ahead and make my ring. And I'm going to place that right into the hole, right where the roots are going to go. And I'm going to water the hole in first. So we'll pour some water in here until the ground absorbs it. Alright, now that it's pretty well absorbed into that compost and soil, I'm going to go ahead and take our gooseberry and try to very carefully remove it from the pot without getting wounded. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to want to loosen this up. It's good to see it's not root bound. Oop. Go ahead and backfill my hole with the soil that was here. Now, of course, this plant is going to need to be protected from the neighbors, who, by the way, managed to eat every single tulip that I put in last fall before they could bloom. So I guess they left them alone in the fall so they knew they could have them for the spring. But we won't let that happen with the gooseberry. We'll put a wire cage around it for a while till it becomes old enough to defend itself. Alright, well, that's good. Now what I like to do, especially in the beginning, is go ahead and kind of tamp a little hillside in here, so this shallow will allow extra water to gather in here when it rains and when I water it itself. And it's just about an inch or so, maybe an inch and a half down. Want to make sure that you're not covering any more of the gooseberry than the bottom stem. More in here. Stamp it into place. Now I'll probably take some leaves and mulch that in around here real quick, just because bare dirt invites visitors, and the mulch will help keep the moisture down in with our new plant roots. I'm going to go grab some leaves and I'll be right back. Go ahead and sprinkle that natural mulch all around. Just like so. Now our friend has a new hole and a new location to grow in. And so I had this extra piece of welded wire that I simply zip tied into a round. And we'll place it over the gooseberry. Make sure that we're not crushing it in any way. This will also add some support to it. And to secure it down, I'll just simply use a couple extra tent stakes I had laying around. Make sure you lip it under it. It holds it in place. Down in the soft dirt. There we go. And one on this side. Now that our friend is safe and protected, I'm just going to go ahead and pour the rest of the water in around here. There we have it. Our land has a new ally, a new friend that will diversify our profitability, our sustainability, and our security. So until next we meet, be well.